So, welcome to my YouTube channel yet again. Okay, so you'll see that we've got a very interesting angle on the table, and we've also got a package from Amazon. Well, the story goes, what my last camera, which I bought on Black Friday, was duff. In the sense of, within a few weeks of owning it, somehow there was a crack on covering the whole width of the touch screen. Now, you'd understand if it was on the outside. Don't know. Right, so let's just open this up. We're going to open this up. Amazon sent me a replacement because there was an extended returns period, being Black Friday. So here we go. Amazon doing it very nicely there. We open up. Okay, we've got some tut. Get the Economist for free. Yeah, if you phone them up and get a whole load of marketing bull. Okay, so this is the Olympus SZ-31MR. It's an advanced point and shoot, and it also has the capability of shooting in 3D, although you don't need glasses like this, although you can actually set it up because it does images in the MPO format. Check out MPO if you don't understand. Okay, extend your warranty by 6 months for free. Well, that sounds great if the screen starts cracking again. Although, if you look at Olympus's extended warranties terms and conditions, if you look at Olympus's terms and conditions, they are a bit stringent. Like, does not cover wear and tear as you do, does not cover anything that's wrong with the product. Basically, it's not a warranty, it's not a guarantee, it's basically just a sheet of paper that's full of bullshit, in my opinion. But there we go. Okay, so we have a manual, as you do, 101 different languages, which means that that much of the manual is applicable if you speak one language. That's because the actual manual is encased in here, in the actual in the CD. Put the CD in. Okay, so we'll open this up. Just lift the flap. So there's a power plug. We have a stylus, which I will be honest, the whole touch screen capability of this camera is really just a novelty. It's a load of pop, so I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bother unwrapping this. One thing that would be interesting though, or would be of use, is the actual strap. It's just a basic nylon knotted strap. Sadly, nothing special. Not like what you get with Canon EOS cameras. Okay, so here's the USB cable. Very nice USB cable. Oh, sorry. It's a very, it's a unique USB cable in the fact that it's not a micro USB, it's not a mini USB, it's one of those weird ones that has pins on both sides and will cost a lot to replace, unless you buy from Hong Kong or China. That's which I'm sure most of you will if you want to get your spares. And here's a little video cable. Because of the capabilities of the camera, the cable is actually, you can get an HDMI version of the cable, but you have to pay for it. It's sold separately. Okay, the battery itself, and a little gadget that converts the figure 8 pin on here into a USB. So this is how you can plug it into the mains. And so the camera itself gets you out. Be gentle. Its screen is very sensitive, as I figured out, much to my demise. Okay, so there it is. There's the front. Very special being on the front. Okay, so There's a little button up here to release the flash. Very nice. We have a little spinning round thing. So we have intelligent auto, manual settings, do a little video as well as your snapshot. There's multi-recording. It records in 2 different resolutions, believe it or not. Magic, which means that if you're a minger, then it makes you look more pretty, believe it or not. There's a panorama setting. The beauty setting is the one if you're a minger. Magic, I don't know what magic is. Oh yes, I do. Magic is those cynical little filters, so pop art filter and a sketch drawing filter and all that crap. SCN scenes, those are your special ones. So if you want to do 3D, or if you want to try high contrast, or if you're trying to photograph certain things, so something indoors, or fireworks, or food. Yeah, there's always a food setting. Like if you're really that autistic that you want to photograph everything you eat. The only thing that it doesn't have is a poo setting. So you photograph what you're putting in, and also photograph what's coming out. Just in case you want to tell the doctor if you've got some digestive discomfort. Oh boy. Okay, so let's take this little battery out. The battery comes half charged, as you do, so that they can test it in the factory. So slots in there, very nice. And then just turn it on with a button up there. Very nice. Initialize the metadata of pictures and continue. You'll only see that for the first time. Okay, so we have our languages. So of course I'm English, so I'm English. And then we have to put the date in. Okay, yep, stop that for now. Okay, so there we go. I'll just take a snapshot and say, okay, this is the unboxing. It was fairly swift, but then I haven't got much time remaining on my Lumix on my old camera, so I'll just leave you off. There we go. One thing I didn't actually show was on the edge of the camera you have 2 connectors. One which is a mini HDMI, or I think so anyway, all it says is HDMI on there, so take it as it is. The second one is the data connection, which just looks like a very weird USB. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just connect the RCA cables, the yellow and the white, so that means it's mono sound. We'll just connect that to the mini HDMI on the camera, and we'll just turn on the camera right now. Okay, well, let me just sort out the date. Excuse me. London. Okay, so here is some real-time output. Yeah, welcome to my bedroom. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, so we'll go through the features quite quickly because this is what I'm here for. Okay, so you've got compression, of which we want to sort that out and we want to go into fine. Okay. If you add an SD card, then obviously you get more than 5. Your autofocus, you can turn digital zoom off because I think it's a curse more than a blessing. Image stabilizer, this is one of the things that Olympus prides itself on. Its image stabilizer is meant to be better than others. Let's have a look. Date stamp, well no, you really wouldn't want the date stamped on all of your stuff. If you're shooting a movie, you can either have it as 1080 with 1080 60p,
but only if you've got a fast SD card. You've got 1080p, you've got 720p, you've got your normal VGA. You've also got, oh, it won't show you. You've got 720p at 60 frames per second. You've got 720p at 120 frames per second for slow motion. And if you really want to go for the time-lapse footage, then you've got 240 frames at VGA resolution, I think it is. I should have put the SD card in. Oopsie, sorry. Okay, wind noise reduction. You've got settings all based on the slideshow and all that. Would you like to format the memory? What sounds have you got? Oh, this is interesting. You've got sound type 1, so bonk, or yep, that's when you take a shot, or yeah, don't ask why. For some reason, I always choose number 2. So we'll just choose that and move on. Move on quickly. Ding, 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 ding. Can you have power save? Power save is overzealous. We don't like it one bit, so we have it turned off. Doesn't matter. You can recharge via USB, so it's not that much of a problem anyway. Let's go back to the menu, and just before I go, we'll go over the different settings as well. So we've got magic filter. Okay, so you've got dramatic, which makes things look dramatic. You've got fragmented, which is a crap one. Miniature is really good if you're shooting from a high angle, because it makes, well, it just makes real things look like model villages. I think it's a really nice idea. Okay, you've got reflection, which is utterly pointless. You've got watercolour, which looks crap. Sparkle, which I suppose is nice if you want to make things look blingy. Punk is crap. Soft focus, well, it's alright if you live in the 70s. Drawing, if you want things to look like drawings. Fisheye for your fisheye look. Your pinhole to make it look like 60s cameras. And pop art, just to be a bit more vibrant. And you've got, not intelligent, auto dear, sorry. We've got scene mode. We'll just go over the different scenes. Portrait, if you want to take portraits. Landscape, if you want to take landscapes. You've got handheld starlight, which means it opens the shutter for a bit longer and puts the image stabilizer on to full blast. Night scene, night portrait, sporty mode, indoor mode. Self-portrait mode, which doesn't help you if you're trying to take a selfie, so it's still a bit, you still have to take multiple shots and hope that you're in the middle. Sunset, fireworks, which is good because you take the shot and it gives you a range of shots, so hopefully one of them looks decent. Cuisine, yeah, I already mentioned that. Documents, which is exactly what it is. Beach and snow for things that have a lot of white. Kitty cats, doggy dogs. 3D, where you take a snapshot, you take one step to the right. It actually gives you a crosshair to guide you where you should stand, and then automatically takes the second shot, and then it creates an MPO file, which using the right viewer gives you a nice 3D image. And the final one is HDR, where it just ramps the contrast up to full blast on all 3 color channels, and it's a bit touch and go. To do an HDR, it has to take a few shots, so it takes about 5 seconds to do an HDR shot. So if you're really trying to make someone stand, if you're trying to take a photograph of somebody, you can't do it if they're moving. Okay, apart from that, we'll just leave off and I will say bye bye.